But you know the business. And I know the chemistry.
Do you feel like that's a part of your motivation?
Yes. It's always been that way.
But you're also, your motivation is obviously excellence. There's no way it could just be to prove someone wrong as hard as you work.
No, but that's just, that's how I got to the mentality and the work ethic I got. Because in high school, I wasn't like this. I sucked in high school. I lost.
What way?
I didn't win a match. I was a sophomore in high school.
Really?
I've been wrestling since 3rd grade. Like, I was ass-tastic and I was horrible. Like,
why?
I got beat one time and the coach left me. They loaded the bus and left me sitting there.
Because you got beat the way you got beat?
Yes.
They didn't want to bring you home?
It wasn't, I got beat the way I got beat. I lost to a girl, Joe.
You lost to a girl?
Dead ass. I didn't have the mental. When I got off the mat, the team was gone. When outside, the bus was gone. Only reason I got home because the varsity came for a duel that night. And the coach was like, why are you still here?
Wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's a ruthless coach.
But that's the thing. I was that boy, like they got the little boy that cried wolf. You know, I was always trying to get out of workouts. I was fat. I was lazy. At the time growing up, I loved the outdoors, but I loved video games. And I loved eating junk. You know, I didn't always have this mindset. So when it came to the point when I wanted to do good, and I was trying, I took my first injury, my very first injury, sophomore year in high school before conference. I snapped my ankle clean through. And I remember everybody, when I was sitting there hurt, first time I was actually hurt, but I had faked so many injuries, even the coach came up and was like, telling me, get up, Corey, I was faking. Everybody's running sprints, so you get up. Because they all thought I was faking, but I was actually hurt. And my buddy stopped practice, he grabbed me and took me to the trainer. Even the trainer was like, I was probably a sprain, he'll be fine. I went to the doctor, my dad came and got me, went there, they did an x-ray, and there was like this much bone holding my foot from falling off my leg. Like, your ankle is like pretty much shattered. Why didn't nobody bring you in? Like, they kept saying there was nothing wrong. And I went back to the x-ray and they was all like, oh bro, we're so sorry. Like, you have been like for so long, since I've been wrestling since 3rd grade, you know, I did it because my brother did it.
Right.
And I want to do everything he did, but I didn't have the drive he had. But after that, seeing the way everybody kind of like dogged me out, I remember coming back from recovery from that. And the first time I ran after that injury, and even in my mind, like, I can't run. They said I can't run yet. And I did, and I was limping, and I was scared it was going to break again. But I made it to where I was going. I was like, bro, I can do this. It's all here now. That's my real, everything is mentality. Like, I never had any problem. I was just lazy. I didn't want to work, so I was finding a way out. And after that, the next year, you can ask the coach. They told my parents I got moved to the varsity tournament, the first or second match, and I took second and third in the varsity tournament after wrestling the JV4 the year before. And I lost to a guy that won the thing. The difference between Corey now is night and day. It's because I realized if I put my mind to it and just work, quit worrying. My dad said it too. That's the thing. My dad pushed it on so young, at such a young age. My brother got it. He was a star athlete, but he didn't get the openings and the opportunities I had, you know, because he was always working for my father and working here and working there. He didn't have the time to do camps and all that. Me being the youngest, it was a little easier for me. I seen what he did, what he told me, what my brothers, my sisters, and teammates and all the different people around me had done. I knew the way I needed to go to get somewhere. But being a star athlete, a professional athlete, was never a goal of mine. I wanted to be an engineer. I love building clubhouses and shit like that. That was what I wanted to do.
Wow.
But all that opened doors. I wanted to go to school to University of Wisconsin-Platteville for the engineering program. But just like sports, my grades was ass. I didn't try myself. I went there to hang out with my friends and be cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I applied, they messaged me back saying your GPA isn't good enough. The wrestling coach wanted me there because by then I was good in wrestling. My last 2 years, I killed it. I never made the state, but I killed it in the regional and sections. I went all the way to sections and lost in the finals. You had to win that, or third, whatever. But they said you can't get here, but you got to go to junior college. You get your GPA up, we can get you in. Again, I went there. I didn't plan on wrestling anymore. I loved wrestling. I cried when it was over. But then the guy Dave Clem, Matt Hughes' old coach, that's how I met Matt Hughes through Lincoln College. He reached out to me and was like, I heard about you. You got the mentality of a warrior, like you work hard, you're a workhorse. I need somebody like you to come here and work for me. I can't give you a scholarship because you didn't do much. I don't have money left. I give you $1,800. It was $27,000. I thought I was on like a full ride. I'm like, oh, I don't get money. You know, I went there excited, determined to get there. And everybody like, oh, you never made a state. You're not going to do good. This and this. So again, that was motivation from right there. Going to school, like, they don't think I can do this. My grades aren't good enough. They don't think I can get education. I'm not good enough at sports. They don't think I'm an All-American. They think I'm going to go there and just be another member of the team. I went there, I cut up, but right before the season, snapped my leg in 3. Thought it was over again. And that coach was like, I saw you fired.
A different leg injury.
The same leg, but different injury. Like 3 years later.
Let me bring it back to the first one. That injury is what changed you?
Well, I got tired of people thinking I was faking.
So because you were injured for real, and people thought you were faking it, you realized something was wrong.
I realized I have been lazy. And my father, my whole life, you go to my old house right now in the garage, it's still carved in there. I never forget that. It was probably like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock school night. My dad woke me and my brother up to help him do some stuff on the boat. And we tired, you know. We want to go to bed, and we out there complaining the whole time. He said, my dad, if you met, my dad is the most motivating person ever. Don't have an education, nothing, but he started his own business from the ground up, and he's living the dream, hunting properties, whatever he wants, he can do it. And that's where I got it from. But it took me forever to realize this. And I'll never forget the day. It comes to me all the time. I think about it. He stood up on the boat and was up against the garage door. Brand new garage door. He just put up. You know, one thing I hate, I cannot stand, is lazy. And he took his drill and he cut Lazy in the back of his brand new garage door. And it's still there till this day.
Wow.
When I go home and I visit, I go to that girl and you'll see it cut in the door, lazy. And he cannot stand it. And if you know him, the way he works, he's just turned 59 Tuesday. And I could, in his voice, when I said, "You at the job site, aren't you?" Oh, he's there working. He got a bunch of 20-year-olds and 30. He outworks everybody. 59 years old, up and down the ladder, running the crane, driving the truck to the shop. And that's it. He always said when I was a kid, son, it can only last so long. I never understood what he said. He used to come up to me on the football field. I'd be crying and moping. It can only last so long, son. Keep going. It can only last so long. I said, like, what do you mean? Why you always say that? And then later on, when it started getting hard, I started thinking, like, practice can only, look at the clock. It's like 45 minutes, but it can only last so long. And it clicked like, oh, shit. That's what my dad meant all these years. It can only last so long. Just grind. Just go.
Just go.
Just put your nose down and get to it.
So you have this injury sophomore year, your ankle snaps, and you realize you've been lazy. So what shifted in your mind? How did you change?
I just stopped worrying about excuses to get out of practice and figure out reasons to stay.
Was it immediate or was it a gradual change?
As I was healing. You know, I was on bed rest for a while. It was so bad, and people come in and out. And my brother used to come over at the time he was playing football and whatever, and watching his games. It's just like sitting there for so long, away from all the sports and all your friends, and just sitting there, just yourself. And I just realized, like, I've been doing this since 3rd grade. I've seen the stuff a million times. I know the moves, I just don't apply it. I think when I get back, if I actually start trying and drilling and actually practicing and getting that extra workout in, I could cut up. And sure enough, that's what happened.
So what was the first step?
When I came back, it was with that first run. I was literally, my dad's shop is probably 200 yards from my house, and it was raining. That's all. That's the only reason why I ran, because I didn't want to get wet. I was like, I'm about to run to the house, and I'm thinking like, but this leg, I don't know if I can make it. And then right then, that doubt in my mind, like, why are you telling yourself you can't make it?
How many months out from the injury?
I broke it in, January or December. And this was summertime, so it was long. Like, I had the cast on for like 5-6 months. So
really?
Yeah. Then I went to air boot. It was
5
bad.
or 6 months.
It was bad. And then, like, right now, I got the plate and the screws in there, but I broke some of the screws because I was like trying to move in a wrestling stance in my boot, and I slipped. My dad had the tile or the cement, and he had the little gloss over it. And I was washing the cars one day, and I was like, I'm just gonna in my shadow stand. I don't know when I slipped on the wet spot, and I slipped. I felt it, and 2 of the pins that go across my ankle had snapped. So I had to wait for all that to heal again.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was a whole process. So I was laid up for a while.
Snap the pins?
The 2, I still got the 2 long screws that they take out. They leave the 7 and go up the femur or the tibia. But the 2 long ones they're supposed to pull out. But the middle, when I slipped, they broke in half of my bone. So that made the bone heal slower. Because now just the little spot they drilled through, it opened up like that much more. So you had to wait for all that to heal before I could actually walk.
Did they take the screws out and put new ones
still in there.
They just so you got broken screws in your ankle.
If you look at, like, when I work out, I'm like, bro, your ankle is fat as hell. That's because the plate and the screws are so long, the ankle won't, the swelling
it
and
looks
everything.
Different
Exactly.
than the other angle?
Yeah.
Let me see
bone heals
what it
around
looks like. Which ankle?
The left. So if you look,
that's a fat ankle.
Yeah, that's the fat one.
And that's the normal one.
See,
that one's pretty fat too.
Oh.
You got some big ankles, dude.
Right,
oh yeah.
This is all fat?
Oh yeah, that's a big difference. Yeah.
So like when I get done training, this one is like this big because all the blood and everything's flowing around the screw.
Wow.
So
does it fuck with you anymore? Like when it gets cold out or anything?
I mean, I feel it, but again, mental. Everything is mental to me now.
Right.
Everything in life, she hates it because I tell her all the time. She has a negative insight on something. Like, find the positive in it. Like, it's all in your mind, babe. You can make the best out of anything. You know what I mean? Oh, this happened. Like, well, you could be dead or you could. Like, it's always something worse.
You could have no legs.
Like, she got her car smashed at work. Somebody hit the side of it and tore it all up and had to go in the shop. And I was like, the windows didn't break though. I was like, think about it. It dries and your windows ain't broke. I'm like, it's the middle of winter. It ain't got to be cold. Think about that. It could have totally
get hurt.
Yeah, it's like it's a million different things you can find to be sad, but find the good things and find the positive. It's gonna get fixed eventually.
What you really need is vitamin M, money, McLaren, Mercedes, Money Lab Insights. Subscribe.